Welcome to May and J.
Your go-to podcast for lifestyle, social commentary, and overall randomness.
Your weekly 30 minutes of fun right here.
This episode is brought to you by
Acme Mint flavored laundry pods. Because remember, your breath matters too.
And we are live.
Hello guys, welcome to our first ever podcast.
Hi, happy Easter.
Hey, happy Easter. My name is Jay.
My name is May.
And as I said, this is the first podcast ever.
We have no clue what we're going to talk about, but it will be random.
Totally random. I think that's basically one of the biggest keywords in our podcast.
And the first things you can know about us is that we are a couple. Yeah. We are Portuguese and we live in Ireland.
So as you can expect, our English is not going to be top tier.
Yeah, we will stab the English language many times.
But we will promise to do our best.
Definitely.
Okay, so more about us.
I can tell you that we had a lovely Easter weekend. The weather here was lovely. It was so surprising.
Very uncanny. Very hot for Ireland.
Yeah, and I went to visit my sister. She lives in Kildare. So we had a wonderful time visiting Newgrange, Nouth in Glendalough, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Gorgeous places.
Yeah, just cruising the woods. Just visiting new places.
What a lovely trip.
And it's funny to see that Ireland doesn't change that much from location to location. It's kind of like homogeneous. It's basically the same.
I would say the landscape has things in common all throughout Ireland.
The architecture.
The architecture, yes, it has a very standardized...
Yeah. And funny enough, some of the places we've been through, like the mountains, they kind of resemble Portugal, didn't it?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, those dry out areas with many stones and rocks and
it was
an
lovely.
Amazing view. It was really nice, like 3 days of joyful fun.
Ooh, and we had a weird situation during our trip on our way there.
Yeah, we are known to find some weird stuff. It's not that we are gullible to believe anything, but sometimes we see situations that we cannot really explain, and that happened. You can actually explain to them.
Yeah, did you ever watch those videos on YouTube about glitches in the Matrix? So we saw a bird that was just... It was like he was stuck in the air.
It was what bothered me was not the fact that it was stuck in the air, because birds can glide. It was the fact that it suddenly stopped without even looking down or looking.
It was so weird, guys.
I was driving, and like 50 to 60 meters ahead, I saw a flock of birds, like 4 birds flying across the road, and all of a sudden one of them just got stuck. Just as if it got caught in something.
I couldn't believe my eyes when Jay told me, "Oh, look at that!" And I turned around to see if the bird was still there, and he didn't move 1 inch.
Yeah,
he was flapping the wings.
You know,
he was still flapping the wings.
It was flapping the wings, but going nowhere.
Going nowhere, and there were multiple birds around him.
Do you know when people are flying drones and all of a sudden they grab the drone in mid-air just so to turn it off? It was as if some invisible person just grabbed the bird. And he kept just on flapping the wings. And, well, I always rule out any weird things. Maybe that was really windy and it just got like a draft. But it's, I don't know.
There must be an explanation for that.
But it was really weird.
It was, for both of us, it was freaky. I've never seen anything like that. And I saw birds... stopped in the air, like when they want to catch something on the floor and they need some time. Some birds can just
look at the target, just float. Yeah.
They do, but it didn't look like that at all.
No.
It didn't look like that.
It was the freakiest moment this week yet. Yeah,
definitely
that and
weird.
The bugs on the windshield. Oh my god, it's like they're made of
glue.
I can't. I was driving actually above the legal limit. I'm embarrassed to say. But
don't say that.
Well,
you weren't that
let's
fast.
Let's say that I was at 120 kilometers per hour. All right, but the thing is, like all the bugs that were,
I wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't. And the birds the bugs that were going crashing towards the windscreen, I was trying to wash them out with the water jets from the car and then the wipers, and I couldn't take them off. And even after I stopped the car, it was like glue. Ew, disgusting. I don't know what they feed bugs here. It's like they are little packets of glue that get stuck to a windshield. Yeah, really, really weird.
So guys, do you know when it's a celebration and you eat so much that you get sick? It's not that I ate that much. We didn't had a traditional holiday meal, Easter meal, like we would in Portugal. It was we had some picnics, and actually my sister has 2 lovely new recipes for low carb snacks. They were wonderful. I'm trying to replicate them at the moment, but still, I have kind of a weird intolerance to carbs and sugar. I get really nauseated, you know. So yeah, I believe that sugar even gets me a bit depressed, to be honest.
It's like, basically, I think it's proven that sugar basically has the same effects on the brain as cocaine. That's I read about it somewhere. So it kind of makes sense that after you cut on the sugar, you just feel like crap.
Oh yeah.
And I'm known for cutting stuff like cold turkey. I just recently cut on coffee and sugar, and now after eating sugar all through the weekend, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be going towards all kinds of crap after stopping it again.
Oh yeah, I feel a bit shite.
Shite.
I feel a bit shite.
I really need to stop down a notch with the sugar again because I'm feeling crappy today.
So I usually have a low carb diet. If you want to know more about us, I have the low carb diet. He doesn't have the same.
She has the low carb. I have the low crap diet. I don't give a crap about what I eat, basically.
Yeah.
I'll try to avoid like chips and sugary stuff because by default I don't like sugary stuff, and I really like chips. At work we have a load of potato based food, so I just try to avoid it all. And I'm going to start doing it again after this Easter season so that I can get a few kilos down. Because I'm really, really, I'm not really fat. I'm just like...
You want to fit in a certain blazer.
Yes, I want to fit in a certain blazer.
Yeah.
I think it's the pants that wear the most.
Yeah. Guys, we're getting married soon. We're getting married in the end of May. Actually, we have our wedding party actually in June, because as we're living here in Ireland, but most of our friends and family are in Portugal, our party will be in Portugal. So in June. I have my dress already, but I don't have to worry about losing a few kilos because the dress is kind of a elastic one, so I don't have the same problem. I'll be comfy.
On the other hand, I'm a cheapskate, so I don't want to buy a new suit because it's not that we're going to marry in the church with all the 9 yards.
No, it will be a very informal wedding.
Yeah, just basically like the bureaucracy that you normally go through, and then we're going to go in Portugal and have we call it water cup in Portugal. It's basically the lunch or dinner after the marriage, and it's going to be 2 different days, so I don't really have to buy expensive clothing or
you
something
just
like
need
that.
a blazer, and you need to see if you still fit on the shirt and the trousers.
My pants. I'm a bit scared to check for that, so
yeah, you'll upcycle the same clothes you wore to your nephew's christening.
Nobody will ever know.
You looked great on those, so
I know.
It's okay. We don't need to spend a lot of money.
I was 6 kilos lighter, but well,
You look so good.
I look so good.
So confident.
I was so hot. Come on.
You were. That's true. And you had so many compliments that day. In that period of time, you had so many compliments.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so a little bit more about my diet, just so you know. It might help someone. It might seem a bit crazy to others. I used to be a vegetarian for 3 years. That was a quite a long time ago, like 5 years ago. And I started to get a bit sick gradually. I was very careful about the calories and the minerals and the vitamins. I was very careful, but still I had an issue since I'm a kid. I'm really addicted to sugar. So as a vegetarian, I wasn't that worried about the sugar. And I was eating a lot of pasta and bread because it brings a certain comfort. Who doesn't like pasta and
I love
bread?
My bread.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I miss my bread actually.
Yeah. And I was cutting on the fat because I thought fat was the antichrist. So I was cutting fat.
I think most people think about that. They just think, oh, fat is bad for your arteries. Which is not completely true.
It isn't. So I can say that my diet now is 65% fat, and I lost 5 kilos. I guess you measure here in pounds, guys, isn't it? I have no clue.
I have no
how many
clue.
pounds. I guess it's doubles. So it must be something about between 8 and 10 pounds, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But 5 kilos. I lost 5 kilos, and I feel so much better. My sleep is better. I was losing a lot of hair. My hair and nails are stronger. They're shiny. What else? I used to have a bad blood circulation and bruise a lot. Now I'm much better.
You don't feel as sick as often as you used to?
Oh, not at all.
She used to eat like a little chocolate and just get like, oh, I need to puke. I just feel like this grease on my throat. And
Yeah, because it was definitely that I was feeling grease in my throat, like the taste of grease, and I thought I need to cut more on my grease, but it's not true. It was the carbs that weren't allowing me to absorb the fat, and now I'm just grand, eating avocado, coconut oil, a little bit more meat. Yes, it's true. A little bit more fish. It's true. Eggs, definitely eggs. I eat eggs every day.
Yeah, me too. And I don't mind it either. I just like to eat protein and the meat and the fish. And if I can avoid bread, as I've been avoiding lately, I just feel better. I don't feel as bloated. And I've been drinking a lot of more water, like, I don't know, 2 liters a day, probably. At least 1.5 liters, which is way more than I used to drink. And all I had was like the water from the coffee water. So I don't feel bad right now. I feel good, but I want to feel better. I just need to lose like 6 kilos more or 5 kilos more. I think that's enough.
Do you remember when I used to get really angry when I didn't eat every 3 hours or so?
Oh my God, do I? She used to be like a nightmare. I'm sorry to say, honey, but you were a nightmare.
I know.
She needed to. It's like a little baby. She wants to be fed, so she kind of cries. But instead of crying, she pisses you off. she was like that.
I know. I had to carry food with me, guys. I had to carry food with me and know exactly how long I would be away from food because I had to eat. And now I just eat like 3 meals a day, and I can do the intermittent fasting. I don't know if you know about it. It's you need to stay away from food at least 14 hours, I guess, between 12 to 16, I would say. And I do that now, and I'm not hungry at all. I don't have cravings unless I eat a little bit of the good stuff, and then I'm back to crap.
Yeah. So I can't say that I miss those days, to be honest.
Why is that?
Like the fact that you just get grumpy. You just get grumpy, and I'm the same thing. I'm more used to carbs than you are. And quite recently, we went on a trip. Remember? And I started to get really pissed off.
Where to?
When we went to deal with the paperwork in Malo. I think.
Malo, yeah.
Yeah. So she basically told me, "Look, you want to eat something now?" And I was like, I don't normally eat as I wake up, so I can eat later. So I wasn't expecting that all the restaurants and such were closed on that day. So I just became increasingly angry over the time because I was hungry. I got hungry because I was hungry. And I can understand how she was in the past because of that. And right now, it's like Ireland just opened the eyes for me, because in Portugal, all you eat for breakfast is a piece of bread with butter and a cup of coffee, and you're sorted. Sometimes some pastries, and you are sorted. Because after a couple of hours, you're eating again.
Yeah,
but
bread is crucial.
Yeah, bread is like a big thing in Portugal. And the thing is, like, when I started to live here in Ireland, I just got hooked on the Irish breakfasts.
Yeah.
And after I just rule out the potato stuff, like the hash browns, which I fucking love. I love hash browns so much. And I had to cut on those. And also on those sausages that have some carbs in them. So all I eat now is just basically protein, a proper breakfast of protein. And it just kicks my day up like nothing. And I just feel better, and I can actually work better too. I feel more energized till lunch. And yeah.
Yeah, I love a fry, but don't get me wrong. There's much to be said about the Irish breakfast. So you have the sausages, but the sausages, you need to be careful. Most of them, if they're cheap, they're mostly flour. So take a look at the percentage of meat. Buy good sausages. The same for the bacon and the eggs. Fresh, locally produced is always better.
I just love the eggs.
Yeah.
I love them.
The beans, guys, beans is carbs. I cannot have the beans and the tomato sauces is sweet. It has sugar in it. So
yeah, it does. I was actually shocked when I started eating beans in here, because in Portugal we don't add sugar to the beans.
No, the first time we had it was disgusting.
It was
Sorry,
disgusting.
guys,
like,
it was. We weren't expecting that.
I need to tell these guys what happened. So when we arrived in Ireland, I needed to make some rice, because in Portugal you put like beans on rice, right? So I actually used the wrong type of beans. I used the breakfast beans. It's not the same thing. It basically looks the same, but it has sugar in it. So I ended up with sugar rice with beans.
Yeah, maybe you don't have that recipe, but yeah, sometimes we have rice with beans in it. So
yeah, it's another thing that
was really weird.
It's really weird in Ireland. Basically, you just make like white rice with nothing else, right? It's just like boiled rice.
It's not even seasoned properly.
Yeah, it's not seasoned. It's like a big thing in Portugal and Spain. Just to so you just put on a bowl oh my gosh, what's the name?
Yeah, you just put a bit of olive oil in a pan with garlic and onion. We use laurel as well.
We just season that until it kind of burns a little bit without burning. Just cooking.
Not burning, but just a golden color to it. Let the onion get transparent, and then
you just toss like a small cup of rice and just 2 cups of water, and it's sorted.
It makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's so tasty. And the first time I had rice, I was like, "Oh my god, what is this? It doesn't taste so like anything."
It's so bland.
Yeah, so it basically they basically just put all kind of all gravies just to give taste to the rice when it's not needed at all.
No,
the rice should have its own taste, and it just absorbs the water that already has the flavor and makes all the difference. By the way, I'm a really rice lover, and I'm a rice king in the house. I'm the one that does the rice.
Yeah, his rice is great.
She doesn't eat it either.
No, not yet. No, not at the moment. No, but I used to. Sometimes I have.
I cannot. I'm too much Portuguese for that. I cannot leave rice. So yeah.
Still about the breakfast, about the pudding. Black pudding has less carbs than the white pudding, and the carbs come mostly from oats. Oats is the best cereal when it comes to a low carb diet, but it's still a cereal. Don't get me wrong, you cannot have grains in general with this diet, but a slice of black pudding won't hurt if it's just one, guys, one
or 3
one slice. And you have as well the ash brown, but ash brown is potato, so remember that. No ash brown if you're trying to.
Oh my god, she's crushing my dreams.
my breakfast is great.
You're a caper.
I'm a caper. No, you should see my colleagues at work. looking at my breakfast.
Yeah.
Usually I bring my
Oh yeah.
my
I actually have a
breakfast.
funny story because like I assumed that because the Irish breakfast was a thing, the Irish people just had it like today, every day. But I have people staring sometimes.
my colleagues always stared
it's
my
like
breakfast.
They just speak. Oh, it kind of shocks me sometimes. They have like a toast and Coke sometimes,
Oh, that's-
or
that's
a mug
not-
of coffee and something that's it's completely inappropriate for the breakfast, or like a small pastry or a jambon. I think that's what they call it, hambon. It's like this pastry with a sausage inside or ham,
Yeah.
and it's like meals here are crazy. It's like every person has a different taste, and I was like, well, I'm part of the crew now. I have my Irish breakfast.
The same for
But
lunch.
They don't. They just look at the breakfast that I'm taking, the Irish breakfast. They're like, dude, really? You're gonna eat all that in the morning?
Yeah, they think we're preparing
Yeah.
to war or
Yeah.
something like that.
I kind of feel
Yeah.
like I am. I just feel
Yeah.
really comfortable afterwards. But still,
No, if you're starting your day, you need a good breakfast
Yeah.
if you want to avoid cravings.
it's the most important meal of the day.
It is. But then my colleagues also eat sandwiches for lunch. Just
I had this
Not
this
enough
colleague.
for me.
They used to drink a small package of milk and a sandwich, and I was like, dude, that's what you eat for lunch every single day. Yeah, I only need this. I was but the guy was really skinny, and tall. So I was like, okay, kind of checks out. But how can you work all day with only that on your stomach? It's beyond me. I don't know. I'm like a machine. I just burn calories.
hey, in your brain.
Yeah, my
Your
brain.
brain needs fat.
I
you
feel
know?
like a zombie if I don't eat properly.
Yeah, your brain needs fat. So guys, let us know what would you like to hear from us.
Yeah, because-
and tell us your experience.
Yeah, at this point, there's zero guidelines for this. It's for this podcast. It's basically just spewing all kinds of information for now.
And we would love some comment.
All right, what else can we talk about?
Movies.
Movies, yeah, movies. Movies are kind of a big thing for us. It's like a really big comfort zone for us. Is movie going.
Yeah, and we have a cinema close to home, and we are a bit disappointed.
Oh yeah, like
Sorry.
it's not. It's the experience basically. The thing is like the movie close to home is really small. I think
theater.
The theater basically, yeah. It's like has 4 rooms for theater
And it's,
theaters. It's a movie theater with 4.
It's a movie theater with
With
4
4
rooms.
rooms,
Yep.
yeah.
That the thing is not that is small. It's like
It's not about the size because
it's
really
the service, guys.
it's never full, but the service.
We had so many bad experiences.
Yeah, so basically every time we go there, we just pray that the movies, the rooms are empty. Because people they like to talk. I've seen people on phones, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but not mentioning the other people that go to watch the movie. There are many issues with the service itself.
Yeah.
For example, we like superhero movies.
I love them.
And in the end of every Marvel movie, there's
The
the credits.
The credit scenes, the post-credit scenes.
The post-credit
they're kind of
scenes.
they're kind of like a big thing here in MCU. So you expect at least that people respect that.
Yeah, no, the staff comes in, they light up the room and
basically they just stand there.
Yeah, they
just stand
start
up-
cleaning.
They
No,
start
they
clean-
start cleaning,
and sometimes you realize that you are actually still waiting for the credit scene. So they just
so
stand
annoying.
there. It's like they're pressuring you.
It's so annoying. It's like enough. You should leave.
Yeah.
And we paid to see the whole movie.
Yeah, the full motion picture. We just paid for experience. We're not supposed to be like bothered by. I understand that they must have like a strict amount of time to clean the room, but still they have to make up for the time that you have actually paid for the ticket. I paid it to the last second, so they should respect that. Particularly in MCU movies, where everybody knows, it's common knowledge that there are post-credit scenes. All right.
Yeah.
And it just annoys me because they turn on the lights and the screen becomes like 50% less visible.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just miss details. It's a big thing for me. So that last time we went to see an actual music video about the Queen.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. It ruined it for us.
It's just, half of the room, the right-hand side of the room, had no audio whatsoever. And there was no bass. We basically heard the Live Aid concert in treble. There was almost no bass.
It was, disappointing.
I was really upset, but at that point I was like, oh, you know what? Just screw it. I'll see this, and I don't know. I'll just watch it online later. I don't know. I just want to hear it as it should be heard, with proper sound.
The toilets are really dirty, and some of the doors don't even close. And the screen is not, those dots.
There are some stains on the screen, some holes on the fabric of the silver screen, and well,
I emailed the guys. You remember that?
They actually wanted to give you a refund or something.
I don't remember. Yeah, they wanted to give me a refund, but I told them no, it's okay. Just pay attention to those things. But then we went again to see a superhero movie
because that's basically what we see always.
and it happened again. So they don't care.
They don't care
much.
Fudge.
Yeah.
And it just makes the experience annoying. And still, whenever something happens, it's either that or people talking, and munching on stuff, and it's so loud. It's like
and picking up their phones, and the light on the phone, the screens.
It's really hard to focus on the movie when there's a guy to your right or left just picking up the phone,
like punching them in the face.
It's really it's basically everything needs to be thought after, because it just ruins the experience for everyone. If you want to talk, just go to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Don't go to the movies and talk with your friends on their phone, right?
So hopefully in our next experience, is it next week?
Well, we are expecting to see the Endgame from Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I'm really into that, and I really want to see that. And I want to see.
Let's hope for the best.
We went to the last time, what is the Captain Marvel one?
Yeah.
It was a so-so movie.
It was okay.
As I was expecting, the movie cinema was empty, which was awesome.
We had the whole room all for ourselves. That was cool.
Yes, it was really, really nice. I even took a picture. I wasn't believing. Oh my God, it's empty. This is empty. It's going to be amazing. No showing of popcorns and open up cans of soda. Oh my God. It was, and the sound was actually decent. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a wrong motive to enjoy a movie.
The room was empty.
The room was empty. The movie doesn't matter at all, but the room was empty.
Yeah, because at this point, our expectations are so low, guys. So
yeah, we just need to be quiet. I could watch paint dry as long as it's quiet.
So another thing that annoyed us a lot this week was...
Or last week, actually.
Yeah. So, the Notre Dame
the fire.
Yeah, that's very sad. It's a very important historic building. It's very sad to see it happening like that. But...
Come on, guys. $600 million in the first 24 hours. Are you kidding me? It's
not like France needs the money. No. They're not the poorest country. And, the Vatican is one of the richest countries ever.
And they just look to the other side like, oh, nothing to do with us. And what annoys me the most is because, like, I work with a multicultural environment, all right? So I have some friends that are French, and they explain to me why the money came up so fast. Because basically in France they have some big companies in fashion and in beauty products. They don't pay taxes, all right? They own billions to the French government. So a way for them to look good is actually just investing $300 million.
Shame on you when there are people starving.
They
guys.
Just do that. And
shame on you.
And people just start giving money too. They just jump on the bandwagon and just start giving money. And they should really reinvest the money where it really matters. I understand that there's money for everything, all right? There's probably money for everything, but it's really being badly handled. Yeah, the management is terrible for money, and people just give their own monies.
And it's not as cool to give money for starving people.
Yeah, I have friends that are really proud for giving money for the French space program.
It's culture.
It's culture, yeah. I'll tell you what, when the planet dies, there will be no people to enjoy the artworks and all the culture that is left behind, because people are spending money on the incorrect places.
Don't get us wrong, we love culture, but when it comes to this amount of money,
it's ridiculous.
It's
just ridiculous. I understand. You can actually argue that it's not easy to stop the world hunger. It really isn't. But if there was a culture of people just investing money or saving money and putting them in the correct places, for like a proper, like a wave of just mindfulness about that, maybe things will change. I know politics may make everything harder sometimes, but individually we could just invest on that. Just screw the buildings. What the hell? What does it matter? It's just I know it's pretty.
Yeah, no, it's historically important, but things are things. Things are things. It's not people. It's not animals. It's not life. So it's just things.
And they weren't even insured. If they were that important, they should be insured.
I don't understand how they don't have an insurance.
As far as I know, the buildings don't belong to the government themselves. Actually, don't even pay in most of them to go in. You just pay for some experiences, like going to the top of the cathedral, and that's where the money comes from. But apart from that, we don't pay. Everything is free, and that's why there's no coverage, I think.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed our pilot. We want to say that we love Ireland. This is our home. So we would love to have your comments. Let us know what you thought of it. And if you're Portuguese, that would be really nice to hear from you guys. So, hola.
Hola.
Not like in Spanish, but it's similar, okay? But it's not the same language. So, see you soon.
Bye-bye.